The North Atlantic was a vast, unforgiving expanse of gray. On the USS Theodore Roosevelt, the wind howled a lonely song. The massive carrier sliced through inky waves, a city of steel at sea. Below decks, the Combat Information Center glowed with dim green and amber lights. Young sailors watched their screens, cataloging every blip, every whisper. Captain Eva Rostova paced the CIC, her presence a constant reminder of the stakes. This was the old battleground of the Cold War, and the adversaries were still out there. The quiet was deceptive, a fragile peace over a world of silent, deadly games. And on this night, that silence was about to be shattered. The crew braced for the unknown, the calm before the storm. It started with a flicker, an anomalous contact on sonar. A young petty officer recognized something out of place. Not a whale, not the seabed, but something manufactured. He called over his chief, a veteran sub-hunter. The contact was intermittent, vanishing into the ocean's noise. "Battle stations," the chief ordered, voice steady. The CIC snapped to life. Alarms pulsed. Sailors moved with precision. The strike group surged into action. The hunt was on. Tension gripped the CIC. The Russian submarine, Victor Target 1, was a master of evasion, using thermal layers to mask its presence. For the Americans, it was like chasing a phantom. Sonar pings echoed, but the sub slipped away, playing a deadly game of hide and seek. Captain Rostova coordinated her ships and aircraft with precision, determined not to let the sub get within torpedo range. The Akula-class submarine was a formidable threat. Torpedoes, cruise missiles, the works. The Theodore Roosevelt was powerful, but not invincible. Every crew member understood they were the target now. The hunter had become the hunted. SH-60 Seahawks deployed dipping sonars, dropping sonobuoys to create a net. The submarine was running out of places to hide. The Americans flooded the ocean with sound, closing in. Pressure mounted on both sides, a race to find or escape. For the Americans, it was about neutralizing the threat. For the Russians, it was survival. The stakes had never been higher. The CIC was transformed, a storm of sound and light. The sharp ping of active sonar dominated, each echo a search for the enemy. Operators listened for the telltale signature of a steel hull amid the ocean's noise. Sonobuoys chirped, the carrier's passive sonar hummed, and the command system's calm voice announced, "Probable submarine." Each update sent adrenaline through the crew. The world was artificial, but the threat was real. Sonar techs built a mental picture from faint turbine whines and water rushing over hulls. The Russian commander was a ghost. His presence felt only through these sounds. Data cascaded down screens, frequency, time, noise, and the bright line of a submarine's signature. Eyes darted between plots and raw data. It was a blizzard of information. In the center, the crew hunted the single terrifying source of it all. The symphony of fear played on. The hunt reached its climax. The net tightened. A Seahawk helicopter got a solid contact. The submarine was cornered. Captain Rostova ordered the USS Arleigh Burke to hold, not sink, the sub. The next sound wasn't a torpedo. It was a bizarre, coded underwater signal. The CIC froze. The tones were old. Not NATO, not modern Russian. A Cold War veteran recognized it. Morse code, sent acoustically. The computer flagged it. A back-channel distress signal for superpower emergencies. The message was chilling. SINKING-FIREHELP. The operators stared in disbelief. Was it a trick or a real disaster? Captain Rostova felt dread. If it was real, a nuclear sub was in mortal danger beneath her fleet. The situation had changed, from tactical threat to potential catastrophe. The crew scrambled to verify the signal. The possibility of a ruse loomed, but so did the risk of ignoring a genuine plea. The line between enemy and victim blurred. The CIC held its breath, waiting for the truth. The fate of hundreds hung in the balance. The next move would define everything. The storm had truly arrived. Captain Rostova faced an impossible choice: trap or tragedy. Her duty was to protect her crew, but the law of the sea demanded a response. She ordered, "All ships, hold fire, cease active sonar." Silence fell. Only passive systems listened. The crew analyzed the signal. It was live, weakening, desperate. New sounds, frantic banging from the sub, a crew fighting for survival. The truth emerged. The Russian sub, K-561 Kazan, had suffered a catastrophic fire during evasive maneuvers. Its propulsion was out, fire spreading toward the reactor. The Russian captain gambled on an old emergency protocol, hoping for mercy. The hunter was now a wounded animal, not a predator. The near ambush was a tragic accident, not an attack. The Americans heard the last, desperate cries for help. Captain Rostova saw the threat symbol as a tombstone. She took a breath. "Launch search and rescue. Tell the Russians we're coming." The mission had changed. Now it was about saving lives. Humanity prevailed over hostility. The mission changed instantly. Combat to rescue. SH-60s now carried rescue swimmers, not weapons. The USS Arleigh Burke moved to render aid, not attack. A message went to Moscow. The stunned reply was acceptance. The Russian sub surfaced, smoke pouring from its hatches. American sailors watched as their former adversaries appeared, injured and exhausted. Life rafts and medical kits were thrown across the waves. The fire was controlled with American help. The injured were treated. In the cold dawn, crews faced each other, not as enemies, but as mariners. The incident was buried in classified reports, but the lesson was clear. The new Cold War was not black and white. Even in crisis, humanity could prevail. The ghost in the machine was all too human.